I think next year, maybe not this year, definitely just because everything going on, but next year I definitely want to try snowboarding. Evan
Oh, dude,
and
it's fun.
Kevin at work are definitely getting me into more of that stuff. And it's like the more I see the goggles and them talking about, I'm like, it is kind of catching on. I would not mind actually giving it a try, like getting some snow gear, getting a helmet and some goggles, and be like, okay, let me try this for like a week or two. Like,
Man, I went snowboarding once in like high school. There was like a snowboarding club that me and my buddies joined, and all we had to do was like raise money for our ticket, basically, and for like the gear rental and stuff. So we like sold cookie dough or whatever, and it was funny. Like when we first got to the mountain, we were doing like the little bunny slopes, because we'd never snowboarded before. And
yeah,
then we were like, all right, so let's go ahead and let's do like a route or whatever. I don't know what they're called,
yeah,
a
a
trail, I
run or
guess.
something. Yeah, I guess I don't fucking know. Don't ask
And
me
so
these
we're like,
questions.
okay, we'll go to like the smallest one, and we'll if we do okay on that one, we'll work our way up. So we got on the ski lift, and it just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. It turns out we went to the peak of the mountain, and it took us like 3 hours to get back down.
You guys are
People who
idiots.
people who've never snowboarded before.
Oh my God. Why 3 hours? Because you guys kept stopping and stuff, or
Well,
what?
yeah, because I mean, we would slide, like a few feet and then like fall, because my buddy's snowboard almost flew off the edge of the mountain, so,
Oh
like
my
detached
God.
from his boot.
That is hilarious. Well, dude, next year maybe we should go. I mean, because like I said, if I do end up getting the Bronco this year, then I definitely want to take it trails too. Like I want to give that
That'd be
stuff a
sick.
try. That'd be kind of fun. Just like take a day, like take the car out, and then just bring some beers or some food, just chill somewhere, at
Yeah,
least for
see,
like make like a day trip out of it, and then haul and then when it comes to winter, we can get some snow gear. I'll get myself a pair. We can get helmets, and then clothing wise, I don't know if it'll stuff will actually fit, but I gotta keep if I keep slimming down, then it should. But which I do plan on doing.
just do it. Or no, or maybe just get bigger. Maybe be a bear in the mountain.
Mm. Like in Madagascar 3, just what the fuck was the bear called? Oh my god, I remember the bear. Sophia? No.
I mean, I haven't seen Madagascar 3 in a long time,
Oh,
so
I love that movie.
I
That was
liked it.
hilarious. Just oh my god, what was the bear's name?
But it
Not
was the
the
bear that
King Julian fell
what's
in
his,
love with.
King Julian fell in love with. Yeah, that's right. I just remember the tiger who like fit through like this ridiculously tiny like little hole.
Sonia the bear. That's what it was.
Ah, okay. You're so dumb.
Oh,
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, you are listening to the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye. Where we just wanted let's try something a little different today. We'll just have a little bit of little rant at the beginning of something just completely unrelated to the show that we're about to do. But then we're just gonna do the show. Just shoot from the hip. You know, taking 2021 by the horns and just doing it our own way. You know what I'm saying, brother man?
Indeed, I do. Indeed, I do. Do we actually want to keep this audio footage in there?
I think we should. It's like it's fine.
Okay,
We'll
fine.
talk
Let's
about
keep going.
snowboarding. It's cool.
We're gonna be doing this year, 2021. Not only will you guys see our beautiful faces in a matter of time, just due to COVID and everything, and also my room does not look very pleasing to the eye. I'm gonna be honest. I try and keep it clean, but I have stuff. I have a life. That's not a good excuse, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing more impromptu stuff, and we're gonna just take it easy a little bit. Maybe have some drunken episodes, some under the influence episodes,
That'd be hilarious.
where we smoke some crack.
Oh, oh.
Like can
I
we could either go the Anchorman route or the Always Sunny route, where it's just is this where the phrase "stick it in your pipe and smoke it" comes from? Nah, I don't care. Oh, you feel that right away. that that is just refreshing.
or
And
just
then just they get
when
arrested.
yeah. And
Just
then
oh
him
well,
and you just like coming off the rager, just you know what? And if I'm being honest though, I'm be like completely honest, I can go for a little bit of crack.
Oh God, me too. That's all I think about now. That's all I think about. Okay, we're gonna get some more money, get some more crack, and then we're gonna put ourselves into rehab. They keep just smoking crack, and it's just they're basically the definition of addiction. Like I love how Always Sunny
So
kind of takes the affluent version of it. Like it just shows like anyone could get addicted to it. Like it's not just for the poor people or anything like that. Like
mhm.
it was just good stupid commentary on it. But and then the guy just he sells it to him like you could tell that he's ripping him off. Like, oh yeah, two for the price of one, $300. Like, okay, that sounds fair. Yeah, let's do that. It's like okay, he's clearly ripping you guys off, dude. Like, come on now.
They're
Oh
so
man.
dumb. So dumb.
How was your New Year's, my brother? We are now in 2021, by the way. I forgive the formalities, I forgot about that. But how are you, dude? How was your New Year's?
Good. Yeah, it was good. Just a bit chill. I like to chill. Just did nothing for New Year's. Just watched the ball drop on the television and just drank some apple cider, and that was it. I was like, oh yeah, man, cool.
We were watching Guardians of the Galaxy. Like my brother just put that on, so that was kind of nice. That also kind of calmed me down. Be like, I forgot how good this movie was. I liked it. Even though Ronan, the accuser, I still think they kind of did him dirty at the end. Like it would have been nice to see him do more.
Hmm.
But that was a big trope for a while in Marvel. Like you have these cool villains that are supposed to be OP and super awesome, especially from the comics, and then in the movies they just kind of like dink, just a little have like a bit of a fizzle at the end.
Hmm.
So it was nice, and after that one I feel like they kind of did better. Actually, Winter Soldier for sure. That one was definitely one of the ones to make the villains really well done. Just the Russos know how to write good heroes and villains.
Yeah, it seems
Um,
like once Phase 3 started, they really had their villains nailed down. Like a lot of the Phase 3 villains are the best villains of the entire MCU so far, I think.
Absolutely. Yes. And then after Guardians of the Galaxy ended, I was like, well, if I'm gonna be up for midnight tonight, let's put on the Winter Soldier. Just because if it's 2014 movies, let's go back to 2014. And again, another movie I just keep forgetting every time I watch it, just how great it is. And then after watching Community, I see more of the like some of the characters from Community like sprinkled into the Marvel movies and how funny they are. Like they're basically the same people, but just in different points in their lives, essentially.
Like you can imagine, yeah, exactly. You can imagine them being like the same characters from the Community just years later.
Yeah, like Abed ended up working for Shield. What was the black lady's name in Community? The super just guilt trip woman.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, but she doesn't really work because I guess she appeared like what in the 60s in the
in
60s.
in like
Yeah,
the 80s or 70s in Endgame, yeah. But she was basically the same
yeah,
character, just super nosy and
maybe that was like
super
her grandmother or
paranoid.
something.
Maybe, but it's just the same thing. The Dean was basically himself in Civil War, just asking
Yeah,
about what can we do for me. Being the Dean, it's like, okay, dude, clearly you're not learning anything from that. Um,
it's a good deed.
who else? That was pretty much it. They never Chevy Chase, Joe McHale,
Oh, I
J-
mean, Ken Jeong. I mean, he was also in Endgame where he
he
was
was
like the security. He was the security guy for I guess the dump wherever they
it was
towed
like a storage facility, yeah.
yeah, wherever they towed the Ant-Man van to.
And Danny Glover was in Spider-Man. Very definitely not like Community, just because it was under like a uh different like director and stuff like that. But it was kind of nice seeing Danny Glover come into Marvel too. So that was a chill night. It's funny like thinking back on last year and when we first started recording Burn is when we recorded our very first episode in March, and I know I didn't drop it till like July, August. I lag. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. But looking back on everything, it's like, man, we did not plan out 2020 right at all. Like movies wise and stuff, there's a lot of disappointments there.
Oh my gosh, really? Like what were the movies we like anticipated that just sucked or what?
Disappointments in the fact that nothing came out. Like
I
everything
mean,
got
yeah.
pushed back. Like, because I in my mind at the time, I thought this shit was COVID was gonna be over by holiday season, like November, December, and no, it did not let up. So there's that, and now it's like my big question is, will the movies actually release this year?
I know. I mean, we're about to get into like our list of anticipated this year, and hopefully, unlike the the first episode that we ever recorded, we'll actually get to see these.
I'm hoping so, but you know what? Why don't we get down to it, Burn? So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna talk about the movies that should have came out last year, and then some movies that are definitely coming out this year, or are actually scheduled for this year, mixed in with 2020/2021 movies, if that makes any sense. Burn, maybe you want to clarify what I mean in my jibber jabber.
Yeah, no, just I mean, movies that are going to be releasing this year that we're excited for. And a lot of the list is going to be probably the same as as our first list that we ever made because all those movies that were supposed to come out last year are now coming out this year. So there might be a little bit of repeats here and there, but I think there's a good amount of new ones here that definitely I'm excited for too.
Absolutely. So, and then why we're also gonna do different. We're just gonna name out not only the movies we like. We're gonna name out a good list of movies. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be talking about a bit of a little lottle today. A little bit of a lot today.
A little lot.
A little lot, a little lot, a little lot of what?
Yeah, just reading from the Rotten Tomatoes, the esteemed website of filmography. There's 74 most anticipated movies of the year, just because that's like the biggest list I could find, and not going to Wikipedia and having a list of like 1,000 movies. So this is a little more condensed and just gonna shoot from the hip again. Just kind of like just take it easy. Just play it cool like in Neighbors, where she's just like, yeah, just play cool, just keep it down.
Just keep it down.
Gotta keep it down.
Rose Byrne, she's not only a great dramatic actress, but she's just a phenomenal comedic actress. Like,
Yeah, she's definitely one of the funniest comedic actresses that's come out in the last few years.
yeah, I love her. I never saw her movie with Tiffany Haddish and Salma Hayek. I forgot what that one's called, but
Oh,
you know,
that's the one where they're like makeup workers, right? Where they invent or they make like a brand and it gets bought out by some Hayek.
yeah, pretty much kind of like Horrible Bosses too, where it's like they have their own company, but the sleazy corporate person, successful person, just kind of robs them of their company, and it's just like, God damn, that's corporate for you. And
Hmm.
my God, they're just all three gorgeous women. But I never got to see it just because I was like, it looks okay. Didn't didn't tickle my fancy that much. And we're gonna have a 3 point scale system, ladies and gentlemen. So by 3 point, we're gonna just basically be saying this is how I look at things. I'm I'm either gonna bodaciously rant about it freely, which is a good thing, or on the fence where it's like I'm not that excited for it, but if it looks good, getting closer to it, I'll probably go see it, or I won't. So it's just literally in the middle. And then if I don't want to see it, it's gonna be either a huge F no or a hell to the no.
Exactly. Yeah. 3 point scale, super excited, whatever about it, we'll watch it maybe. If it, again, like you said, if we get a little more excited as the release date gets closer, or just we're not going to waste our time.
Absolutely, because I mean, and that's the sad thing with some movies. Like I always want to see over the years, and then they end up just being complete clusterfucks of films. Like they just suck, or they're just not that great. And it's like, God damn it, I was really looking forward to this.
New Mutants.
Yes, New
I'm
Mutants.
sorry,
Thank you
buddy.
for bringing that. Thank you for pouring salt in that wound. Why don't you throw some lemon juice and some mercury from a broken thermometer in it? Why don't you?
It's like when I turn around to walk away, can you get the knife out of my back?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel with that comment. Yeah, you monster. But all right, why don't we start with movies coming out? We'll start from the top of the year and work our way down to December.
Yeah, sir.
So Burn,
Yeah.
why don't you kick it off?
Alrighty. So starting in January, supposedly, I mean, we'll see if this movie's coming out just because I haven't seen any trailer on it or anything, but it says in January 8th, the movie The Last Duel is going to be coming out. And that is Ridley Scott's new movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer. And it's basically a story of two knights that have to have a duel to the death. I mean, I'm sure there's a bigger explanation for that, but that's just the basic synopsis. So, are you excited, or what is your verdict on The Last Duel?
Definitely on the fence about it because I've never heard of it until we looked at that list together. And the only thing on why I'm on the fence is not only because I've never seen a trailer for it, never heard about it until this, but I'm leaning a little more towards the bodacious side on it, just because Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Ridley Scott. After especially no, I'm thinking of who did The Gentleman again. That was Guy Ritchie.
Oh, Guy
Never
Ritchie.
mind. I'm getting my I'm getting my directors mixed up, but strictly Matt
You can.
Damon and Ben Affleck, not only they're like two real life best friends, they're some of the best actors in the business, in my opinion. Ben Affleck, I know, is a little on the controversial side for some, but it'll be interesting to kind of see if they're on the same side or if they're the ones going at it with each other. And Ridley Scott, I know he's had some hits and misses the last few years, more misses than anything, but it's I'm interested. I'm on the fence though for sure. So if I see something for it, maybe I'll want to see it, or I'll just be like, nope. What about you, Bern?
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. I'm on the fence, leaning a little more to the bodacious excited side, just because like you said, the talent involved. I really like a lot of Ridley Scott's movies, and just that those three actors are fantastic. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and especially Adam Driver, who's become one of my favorite actors of recent years. So I mean, just based on the cast alone, I'm excited for it. But I mean, like you said, we haven't seen anything yet, so it's really hard to say. And also, it's hard to say if it's even going to come out. And
Yeah, so also disclaimer, like I said, we're going off the list of Rotten Tomatoes just because it is pretty extensive for the most part, and it's just a little bit easier for us to find everything. That not all of these we've maybe never heard of, like this one for sure is a good example. So just take it with a grain of salt if it will come out or not. So don't take our word for it. Just
yeah, I mean,
let's,
just for the whole list too. It's any of these movies can get pushed back as we've seen. With the last year.
God, they better not. But keep going, Burn.
Okay, next on the list is Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, hell no. I'm not excited for this movie at all.
Although, fun fact, in first grade, there was like we did a little play, especially when it was like I first moved to Manhattan Beach. So like within the first couple months of being at school, we did a little play for Peter Rabbit, and I was Peter Rabbit himself. So
Oh, wow. That's cool. Maybe you should have played him instead of James Corden.
no, no, it's okay.
It's just
So
I'm
I
just
think
fine.
they picked a better fluffy guy to go with that role. So
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan, but to each their own of James Corden.
I haven't seen a lot of him, but I have nothing against him. It's just yeah, he's kind of like the dude version of Rebel Wilson. That's what he reminds me of. Like the
Yeah.
male version of Rebel Wilson. But even though Rebel Wilson, like, not saying about the fat thing, it's just like how they're both kind of like a foreign accent, blonde, a little bit on the bigger side. But Rebel Wilson's looking gorgeous, by the way. Like even more so than when she was on the little heavier side. But she's working out and stuff. And I'm like, power to you, Rebel. Keep it going. Just because if you feel better, you feel better, and if you don't, either way, you look great.
Yeah, as long as you're happy.
Exactly. But
All right.
okay, yeah, Peter Rabbit again. F to the no.
Hail to the no. No, thank you. All righty.
That's
So
all
now
I just
we've.
said. Fuck no. Just like no, I don't want to even do that. But keep going.
Alrighty. So next we've got the 355, directed by Simon Kinberg. Starring Jessica Chastain, Fan Bingbing, Penelope Cruz, Lupita Nyong'o, Sebastian Stan, Diane Kruger. I see.
Oh.
Have you seen the trailers for these? I started seeing trailers for them like
In
a
all
little
honesty, I've
while
seen
ago.
like a few seconds of it. I kind of get the gist of it. I'm gonna let you explain that in a minute. But go ahead and finish the synopsis of what Rotten Tomatoes has, and I'll let you know.
I mean, it doesn't really have like much of a synopsis, but it's just like basically like a female centric like spy action movie, at least from what I could tell from the trailers and all that stuff. So uh, for me, I would say I'm probably on the fence, leaning more towards Hail to the No, just because of the director, Simon Kinberg. He's the guy that was behind, you know, what is it, X-Men Dark Phoenix, and man, he's just been in charge of the X-Men movies of recent that have just not been good, and I have no faith in him as a director. But I mean, he has every opportunity to surprise me, and the cast is pretty good. for like who they've got. Jessica Chastain is pretty awesome. Lupita Nyong'o's great. So I mean, the cast interests me. The story and from the trailers, what I've seen, it looks just kind of generic. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like whatever about it. So I mean, again, it's a movie that if it comes out and it has every opportunity to be, just an entertaining action movie, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for it. What about you?
I'm gonna say on the fence, just because I love the cast, the Lupita Nyong'o, Diane Kruger, Penelope Cruz, like you said, and the idea behind it, from what I gather, is that these are agents from multiple law enforcement slash
Yeah,
intelligence communities from around the world. Like Lupita Nyong'o, I think is
I think she's like MI6, right?
she MI6 or was she America? Shit,
No,
I
I
don't
think Jessica
remember.
Jessica Chastain was like CIA or something. She was like
Okay,
MI6, and
yeah,
then
she's
like
CIA,
Diane Kruger was like a German
German,
intelligence or something.
yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the gist of it, but the reason why I'm like very on the fence, neither hell no nor bodacious, is just because I've always kind of want to see a Rainbow Six movie where it's like multiple
Oh yeah,
agencies, either law enforcement or military, fight together, and this is like a nice little version of that. I mean, and then Simon Kimber's defense, did he not work on Days of Future Past?
he did.
That
Yeah,
was the only last good
he
one he made. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. That's the
yeah.
one crown jewel he worked on recently that did really well. That was from 2014, so that's still some time ago. But purely on the cast and the plot, I'm interested in. But either way, it could just end up being another just kind of action film that just is good, is entertaining, but maybe misses the point or doesn't quite know where to go. So I'm on the fence about it. I'm indifferent.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's basically where I'm coming from. Just it looks like it could be a fun action movie, but also at the same time, it looks like it could just be like in any other generic action movie. Unfortunately, and especially with that director at the helm, it's probably not going to be anything remarkable. But like I said, I'm open to being proven wrong. Definitely. All right. So next on the docket, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Are you excited, or what are you on that?
Oh, I'm bodaciously excited for it. I'm going to tell you that right now, just because it is a continuation of, Ray Stantz, yeah, Pete Venkman, Egon Spengler. There we go. It's basically on the original three Ghostbusters, and then Ernest Hudson's. Oh my God, what was his name in it? Oh my God, that's so bad. I feel bad. Either way, it's based on the original four Ghostbusters, from like the 1980s and 1990 film. And that's not to say that Paul Feig's Ghostbusters wasn't bad. I felt like it was a little forced, and it didn't. I don't think that one necessarily needed to be made. Um, no, it just didn't feel that great. So this one I'm kind of like, because it has Paul Rudd in it, has that one little girl from all kinds of movies. I can't remember her name either, but she was in like Ready Player One for like a cameo. She was in that one ice skating movie with Margot Robbie about that one chick. What's her freaking name? God damn it! I am just blanking on my names and stuff today. But she was in that one. She was the younger version of that ice skater the figure skater who broke that one Olympian's leg. Oh, Nancy
Yeah,
Kerrigan's leg.
yeah.
Tanya
Tanya
Harding.
Harding.
There we go. That one. She was a young Tanya Harding in that one. So she's gonna be in it along with the kid from Stranger Things. Wolf. Daniel
Yeah,
Wolf.
no, Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard. Yeah. So and the chick from the sister from Gone Girl, the one who played Ben Affleck's twin sister,
Yeah,
Margot.
Carrie Coon.
Carrie Coon, yeah. So that cast I'm already really liking, and the whole ending shot of the trailer where they're riding around in the Ecto one, and there's this little side seat, and one of them's shooting the the little Wrangler, the Ecto gun at something. So I'm excited for it. I've been waiting for that one for a while, and about the fact that it didn't come out last year, I'm super bummed.
Yeah, I mean, that's one I am pretty excited for, and also just because the director is like the original director's son, so there's a little bit of like lineage there, and yeah, just the cast is great, and it looks like it could be like a lot of fun. It was one that at the time of its announcement I wasn't really excited for, but then after seeing that trailer, it was like, oh wow, this seems like it could be actually pretty good, and I'll watch anything with Paul Rudd. He's just always fun to watch. So I'm definitely excited for it.
He is one of those actors that's ageless. Like I just recently watched him in Reno 911, like an episode, because he's in a couple episodes in one season where the one of the writers,
Oh,
the
really? I thought he was just in the movie. Is he the same character
no, he's a
or a
completely
different character?
different character. It's actually funny
Okay.
watching Reno 911 Miami. They use a lot of the same actors from the show, but they play completely different people in Reno 911 Miami. But they continue their same idiotic stuff,
Uh,
and so it's kind of funny to see that. But he really hasn't aged. He's one of those few actors that's like, damn, your looks just get more refined as the years go on. Like I said, bodaciously excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife.
yeah, same here. For all the reasons you listed. And next on the list, Coming to America, the sequel to the original movie, Coming to America. Are you excited for that movie? Did you see the trailer?
I have not seen all the trailers. This is gonna be a very controversial thing. I had never seen all of Coming to America. Maybe bits and pieces as a kid, but I've never seen the whole movie. So this one I'm definitely on the fence about, and mostly on the fence. Neither negative nor positive. It will be cool that it's basically most of the same cast sprinkled in with like Leslie Jones, and I forgot who else is being added to it. So and I'm glad Eddie Murphy's doing more acting in. I felt like there was a while he wasn't in much, and then
Hmm.
the movies he was in was really bad. But it's kind of nice seeing him and being in some other movies again, whether they're good, even if they're good or bad. He's still funny, especially Norbit. That's a guilty pleasure. But yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I'll probably go see it when it's on. It's actually streaming. It'll be on Amazon
Yeah.
when it comes out, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it'll be
So
coming to Amazon in March, I believe. March 5th, it says here.
for sure, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the movie. I have seen the original Coming to America, and I thought it was really funny. So, again, like after seeing the trailer, I was like, oh yes, this looks like it's gonna be funny too. Again, it probably does have like every opportunity to just like not be as good as the first one, but I mean, with Eddie Murphy coming back, it's just like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. It looks so funny. He's back. Arsenio Hall's back, and then they're adding, like you said, Leslie Jones. Wesley Snipes looks like he's having a lot of fun in it. Which if you've seen Dolomite Is My Name on Netflix, uh, Wesley Snipes is really funny, and I didn't know he's like kind of like J.K. Simmons, where I'm like, you should do more comedies because you're really good at it. So I'm excited for this movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I've seen a bit of the trailer, so I'm somewhat, like I said, I'm interested in it. I just because I haven't seen the original, I can't say anything good or bad about it. But the cast does look solid, and yeah, Dolomite Is My Name. I've heard good things about that, so I'll have to check that out. But right now,
Oh
Coming
man,
to
yeah, you definitely
America,
got to check that out.
for Coming to America, I am on the fence.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Moving on. Raya and the Last Dragon.
I'm on the bodaciously excited side for that, to be honest. Just because I remember I saw like a teaser trailer sometime last year in 2020, even though that was only like a week ago. Like 2020 was last week, but it looks interesting to me. It looks like another solid, Pixar Disney film, and I love dragons. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm a huge dragon guy. Especially when the dragons would say, "Get off my poach, white trash." I stand, and I applaud. I love every bit of it.
Oh,
I just thought of a Chappelle show, but yeah, like I said, the animation again looks fantastic. It looks like an interesting premise. It looks like a better version. It looks like a mix between like How to Train Your Dragon and Onward, where it's like that fun, cuddly Disney animation mixed with the dragon lore and of like How to Train Your Dragon. So I'm interested. I'm looking forward to that one.
yeah, me too. I'll say I'm bodaciously excited for that one too. Just for all the reasons you listed. It looks like it'd be like a fun, Disney. I don't. Is it Pixar? I don't know if it is Pixar, but a Disney animated movie for sure. But I mean, they hardly ever miss. So, we know that at least it's going to be like pretty entertaining and probably pull at the heartstrings at the same time.
If it's a live action remake of Disney, it's most likely going to miss, in all honesty. But yeah, for the
Oh,
animation side, they haven't really missed a beat. So that's why I'm excited for it.
exactly, exactly. Alrighty, up next, The King's Man. The I guess, prequel to the Kingsman movies, set in World War One. Are you excited for this one?
On the fence, to be honest.
Mm,
Just
really?
Yeah, just because I love Ray Fiennes. I like the actors in it, and it's not a bad idea. I think, but I'm kind of looking more forward to Kingsman 3, like the sequel to the last Kingsman, just because the last one wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still very entertaining, very fun movie, and and then for them to kind of like go back all the way to World War One, I thought, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm interested in it. So I'm more of like on the fence slash bodaciously excited for it.
Cool. I would say I'm pretty bodaciously excited for it, just because I do enjoy the World War One setting. I think it's one of those settings that we haven't really got a lot of. I mean, a lot of movies are based in like World War Two and stuff. We don't really get to see World War One a lot, with the exceptions of late being, the first Wonder Woman movie and 1917. So I thought them going back to that time period should be cool. Matthew Vaughn is a really awesome director. Like I would put him up there with like Guy Ritchie in terms of just like uniqueness and how they really make their movies. They have kind of like a similar kinetic style to their directing, which I really enjoy, and which is why I think the Kingsman movies are at the very least very entertaining. I mean, yeah, the second one I do agree is not as good as the first one at all, but there's still a lot of really fun moments in that movie. And again, just the way he shoots action is really fun, and the way he uses the camera is it always makes the action scenes very exciting. So just for that alone, I'm excited. And then also, yeah, the cast. I do really like Ray Fiennes. Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it too. Jimon Hansu, Stanley Tucci. So it seems like they got a pretty stacked cast. And I mean, from the trailer, it looked, at the very least, like it'd be a really good looking action movie. So I'm here for it. I'm excited.
You right. Like I said, I'm just not completely convinced by it, but Matthew Vaughn has not let me down with the Kingsman, even though I just said the second one wasn't as good. Is I still really liked it. I actually watched it more than the first one,
Oh, really?
just because it was a little more entertaining. Like the action, I think was a bit of a step up from it, and yeah, no, I'm a little on the excited side, but for now, I will say I'm on the fence just because it wasn't where I wanted to go. I wanted to see the
Yeah.
sequel to, especially because at the end of the second one, spoiler alert, but Channing Tatum from a statesman becomes part of the Kingsman organization. So that would be kind of cool to see him, fight for the Brits in that aspect. But time will tell. Hopefully that's another one that will come out this year because it was again supposed to be last year, but now 2021 released.
I just hope the franchise doesn't get too saturated, because I know they have the third movie coming out, and then they have the Statesman spinoff coming out and stuff. And I know Matthew Vaughn said he has like ideas for like, I think like seven more movies like in that
Seven? You're
universe.
gonna do seven more movies of this?
How many more are they gonna make until they're dead?
Oh my god.
But
Oh
yeah, I just
man.
hope it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Hopefully not. I mean, if anything, I look at the Kingsman before we move on, that it's like a younger James Bond for like a
Hmm.
younger generations. Like it's a newer version of it, a more action, more gritty, and maybe a little more inappropriate version. Just because some of the things that have happened in both movies, it's like, man, James Bond, he's a philanderer and or as a Ford versus Ferrari called him, a degenerate. Yeah, it's been a little more like mature. So. Yeah, like I said, we'll have to see what happens with it.
Yeah, we'll see. Next up on the list, Ryan, Morbius, Sony's Spider-Man spin-off, starring Jared Leto, or Jared Leto as other people would call him. I like to say Leto, just because it's funny. Are you excited for this one at all?
You do mention Sony, and my gut sinks a little bit just because they're not the best with spin-offs. Like Venom is the prime example of them trying
Uh-huh.
to do something great, and they did great with Venom the character. Sort of. His look was great. The acting and execution is very questionable to me. And Morbius, I loved the first trailer. I was super excited for it.
Oh, really?
Jared Leto looks great as Morbius, even though his stash looks a little weird. But overall, that's actually a really well designed Morbius, especially because I remember the Spider-Man character from the TV show growing up. And I thought, oh man, that's actually really close. He's just much skinnier, and
Uh,
so I was excited for it. And then seeing Michael Keaton's oh my God, what's his name from Spider-Man, the Vulture character?
Vulture?
Well, Vulture, but what's his actual name in that one? It's shoot, I don't remember, but yeah, seeing Vulture in that one, it's definitely if this one gets it right, like I said, I'll keep letting Sony. I'll give more props to Sony, but it's just with their spin-off game, it hasn't been well.
Yeah, and then for that reason, for me, it's a hell to the no.
Really?
Yeah, just because I mean everything from the trailer. I mean, nothing got me excited personally. I mean, I'm not really like someone who's like big on the Morbius character, so just from that standpoint, I'm not like that interested. But I mean, again, this movie has every opportunity to prove me wrong. I mean, but for me, it looks like just from the trailer alone, it looks like the worst tendencies of the Sony movies. It looks more along the lines of the Amazing Spider-Man and Venom, more so than the more recent Spider-Man Homecoming movies. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. Where it seems like it belongs in it's a comic book movie that belongs in the early 2000s.
No, you're not wrong there. I will give you the benefit of that doubt. Like I'll agree with you on some aspects of it, but most likely I'm excited for it just because I'm into the vampire scene, and Morbius has had run-ins with some of the other supernatural characters, specifically Blade. So that I wouldn't mind seeing come to fruition in the MCU eventually. But yeah, most likely it'll be bad. I'm crossing my fingers that it won't be, just because
Yeah.
it looked cool. It looks fun, but it definitely is going to be very much like Venom and Amazing Spider-Man, where it'll be super cheesy, make him more of a hero than like an anti-hero than he is. So we'll have to again. That's one we'll have to see play out. But I'm on the bodacious side of it.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna actively root against the movie because I want all comic book movies to be good and succeed. So again, just this movie has a hill to climb for me just to win me over personally.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh man, this next one, it's been a long time, right?
Oh hell no. That's a hell no already.
F9, the ninth movie in the Fast and Furious franchise.
More like F no. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. It because I do love the Fast and Furious movies. Not in love, but I do enjoy them. The cars are always awesome. The cars have gotten better over the years, like seeing crazier new ones or the design behind them, especially some of the racing scenes they've done in the last few, like that were just racing. Um, this one just kind of may have killed my passion for it. Just
Really?
because
Just from the trailer alone?
a little bit, especially with John Cena being Vin Diesel's brother. There's no look-alike at all. And coming from the character that's all about family, why have we not heard of the brother in any movie ever? So this is just literally reaching for the stars. And there's talk that they're going in space. This one will go in space. I don't know why, but they will. And Han is alive, so literally everything from Fast 7 to now has been a complete waste. And it's like, should we still hate Jason Statham's character? Kind of, because he still tried to kill everybody in Fast 7, the Furious 7. So it's just like I've really dissected it, and I probably shouldn't because it's stupid action and just ridiculousness. But it's just the fact that this is a movie I passionately am angry by because it's like, what? Just what are we doing now? What is this? What is the point of this? It's just they should have stopped at the Furious 7 or even Fate of the Furious. I'm fine with the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff because it's like it's fine. It was that was a much more enjoyable movie, and it embraced the psychoticness of it. Where Fast
Uh-huh.
and Furious has gone from a couple sad people being street racing being their life to now they're secret agents fighting off organized crime and people that have been trained to fight, like Jordana Brewster's character.
Letty?
Mia,
No. Oh,
Mia,
Mia. That's it.
Mia and
Letty's
Letty. They're fighting
yeah.
off terrorists and these criminals. I'm like, how? Where's the sense in this? Where's any sort of reality left? It's just become like trying to make these people into superheroes, and that's where I'm kind of crossing the line. Like again, I know I've said they're enjoyable, and they have gone batshit crazy in the last like 5 movies, but it's just gotten to a point where this is just no longer believable. Especially the part where, you know, John Cena gets flown off by Charlize Theron, which I do not like her haircut in this movie at all. It makes her look super weird. I don't think it frames her face very well, but that's just
With the
me.
bowl cut.
Yeah, I don't think she can pull off a bowl cut. It looks weird to me. And
Very
she pull
Justin Bieber-esque.
very Bieber-esque, and she pulls him off with a plane. Cool, but then just they're gonna jump off a bridge, and she's like, "Don't tell me I think what you're thinking. There's no bridge." It's like, what? What are we doing now?
Oh
Again,
man.
it's gotten too crazy. The only saving grace of that trailer was Han driving the new Supra with his Tokyo Drift paint job, the iconic orange and black. That's it. That's the only saving grace for it. Besides that, I don't want to see this movie.
Oh man, that was an epic rant you went on there.
I'm sorry. It was a fuck no rant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, you're more of a fan of the franchise than I am, but anyone who is a fan of the franchise, cool. To each their own. Like you find enjoyment in these movies, and that's awesome. I don't. So sorry. I just don't. I've only really liked three movies with the Fast Five, Furious Seven, and Hobbs and Shaw. Like those are the only ones I've enjoyed. The rest are just like, I mean, the first few were just like not great movies, and then the last few have just been, like you said, completely and utterly ridiculous. To like my suspension of disbelief can only go so far. I feel like it's being tested with these films.
It's all about Tokyo Drift and Fate of the Furious, where The Rock punches a torpedo. Just like in Blockers. Just have you seen the Fast and Furious movies? The Tokyo one and the one where The Rock punches a torpedo. Great, you've seen the best ones. WWVDD. What would Vin Diesel do? Holy shit! No one's ever gotten that before.
Oh
Oh
my God,
man.
there's like 20 stories in here. What? There's like at least 200.
There's like 20 rooms in here. What are you talking about? There's at least 200 rooms in here. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Oh my gosh. But like I said, the F9 is an F no for me.
Yep, it's safe for me. But again, like I said, if people find enjoyment in these movies, to each their own. I'm glad you can enjoy it.
I guess.
I guess. Alrighty, let's see. No Time to Die, the last installment of Daniel Craig's Bond movies. This was supposed to come out a whole year ago.
I'm bodaciously excited for it, but I'm getting to the point where I'm on the fence. Like, just release it already because I'm getting sick of. This is the one of the movies that I'm specifically sick of them pushing back because it was supposed to come out earlier last year, then got pushed later in 2020, and then got pushed this year. So it's getting to a point where I'm like, are you guys just stream it? That's kind of ham with a lot of these movies. Just release it to streaming and make money that way, or don't release it, or maybe just throw them at whatever's left in the theaters right now. This is getting to the point where you guys are wasting money. The studios are wasting money by not showing these, and it's just a waste of time. Like, why are we wasted? Why are you wasted the crew's time? You wasted the actor's time, the director's time, everybody's for this not to get released.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it doesn't go the way of like Wonder Woman 84, where it's just like it's been delayed so many times, and just the anticipation for it, like the movie just doesn't live up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm excited for it. I've been looking forward to it since it was announced, because I mean, I've liked for the most part all of most of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. There are two in there that are like whatever, and Quantum of Solace and Spectre, but they're not terrible by any means like a lot of other Bond movies. So I mean, I'm excited for it, but again, like just like you, I'm like, oh man, just release it already. Like, it feels like I've been seeing ads for this movie like over years at this point.
Yeah, and I mean I was excited that last year they basically said that Lashana Lynch, who's going to be Daniel Craig's partner in this movie, that she's going to be the one to take the helm of 007. So I'm really curious to see how that is, because in the trailer, I gotta say I'm like just fascinated by her. Like, she's gonna be another badass 00, which we don't get a whole lot of, in all honesty, in these other movies, especially
Mhm.
Daniel Craig's movies. And she just especially that line in the trailer. She's like, if you get in my way, I'm gonna hurt, like bust your knee, or like I'm gonna break your knee, like the one that works. Just because it's like he's already so broken down over the last four movies that
Uh-huh.
she's like, you're starting to lose it, and if you don't fuck with me, I'm gonna break you even more. So, and Rami Malek's character kind of reminds me of Doctor Evil slash, I don't know, Two Face or something. He looks very interesting. So I've been excited for it. And Ani de Armas is in it, and whatchamacallit, what's that lady's shoot from Mission Impossible and those other movies? God damn it.
Who, Lea Seydoux?
Léa Seydoux, thank you. She's making her comeback, which I thought she was a great love interest, especially from Spectre. So
Yeah, that was like one of the parts that really worked about Spectre. I think their chemistry together.
so I'm bodaciously excited for it. Just release it already.
Yeah, I'm bodaciously excited, but like you said, if they just keep delaying this movie, I'm gonna be in hell to the no by that point. Just like I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to hear about this movie anymore.
My give up. My give up.
My God. Oh my gosh, the great Jar Jar Binks. Alrighty, what about this one? A Quiet Place Part 2.
Bodaciously excited, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the first one was so good. John Krasinski, you are a magnificent angel. Just, god damn it, just handsome son of a bitch. Like that's when again we had the best joke where right like with the Mission Impossible
Fallout
6
trailer,
trailer.
right?
Yeah, the Mission Impossible Fallout trailer came out, and we're just sitting in the theater quiet, like how many more can they make? And then you just cutthroat until he's dead.
Until he's
And
dead.
we were just dying laughing, and then that's right when the movie starts. We're like, oh shit, bring it on back because we have to be quiet.
Yeah, yeah. The movie starts, and if you've seen the movie, there's like no sound for like a good amount of the movie. So we're over here like cracking up in the middle of a theater, and the movie starts, and we're just like trying to contain our laughter, which makes it even worse.
And I love that this one from the trailer, the couple trailers that came out, like more of a teaser than another trailer, that it's a mix of like a prequel and then a sequel where it kind of shows the beginnings of the so-called the invasion, the
Uh-huh.
extinction of human mankind, and then it's like continuing the story from the first one, which is so heart-wrenching and so just plot like just so well written. Like John Krasinski has really proven himself. And again, I know he pushed it back to the end of 2020, like last year. He was supposed to come out in the fall, but then he's like, you know what? We'll just release it in 2021 where everybody can enjoy it in the theater, which I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that we'll be able to go back to the theaters by the time some of these movies come out. But
Hmm.
time will tell. Again, please just stream it and then give some of the profits to the theaters so they can kind of recoup from the losses. But I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this one as well. Just because the first one, I mean, it was his directorial debut, right? Like that was his first movie that he's directed or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
why it was so good. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
damn. Not only can he be from a comedic actor in The Office all those years to being an action badass in Jack Ryan and in 13 Hours, and now he's a great horror writer and director and actor. It's like, God damn, John, what are you gonna do next? Are you gonna win an Oscar for this or what?
It's like, dude, you got everything. You got a fantastic career. You got a great wife. It's like that you're working with now. It's like, Jesus, you've got everything. I'm jealous. But yeah, I'm super excited for Quiet Place Part 2. The first movie really showed that he is a really great director, and a lot of like the way he staged the set pieces were really well done, especially with Emily Blunt's character, giving birth in the bathtub while there's a monster in her house, and it looks like we're gonna get more of that really good set piece action and direction with this one. All right, so here's another one, probably one that you haven't heard of, but it's Last Night in Soho. It's going to be Edgar Wright's next directing work with Anya Taylor-Joy and Matt Smith, and it says here, what is this about? This is about a fashion person that like meets their influence basically, or like someone that's like influenced them, and it's like just not what they see in this thing. It's like a horror inspired movie. So I mean, I don't know about you, but just reading that makes me super excited just because I love Edgar Wright's work. That dude is just a fantastic director, with movies like Baby Driver, the Cornetto trilogy, Hot Fuzz. What are the other ones? Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead,
And
and
World's End.
World's End. Yep. The dude's just one of the best working directors out there, so I'll watch anything that this guy makes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna peak. It's piquing my interest again. I'm on the fence just because until I see in a trailer, I'm like, it sounds great, but I have no idea. Like it, I don't know. I'm very indifferent on it, but if it's Edgar Wright, I'm more excited for it. But I'm gonna claim myself on the fence right now.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. That's fair. You could be wrong, but I'm just kidding. All right, Black Widow. Are you excited for Black Widow at all? That one indie film with uh with ScarJo, where she's like a spy or something. It's very low key movie that probably haven't really heard of.
Wow. Wow, you're a monster. I'm at first I was very on the fence about it just because if you've seen all the Marvel movies, which I hope you have who are listening, that you know that Black Widow died in Endgame and people have been wanting a solo film for Black Widow for years, at least the last 5 years, 6 years,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, I think
seven.
yeah, since she's been introduced in Iron Man 2, probably.
Yeah, which is in 2010 and we haven't gotten anything and now we do it after the fact. So it's that's what kind of got me, and it still kind of does get me. I'm like, this is late. How is this going to tie into anything else now? But after the last couple trailers, even though they keep giving stuff away a little bit, not too much, but they do introduce more things, more footage. I'm excited for it. I'm bodaciously excited because ScarJo looks great in the all white suit, her snowsuit. Florence Pugh was one of my all-time crushes in that movie. She's in that Rachel Weisz, the amazing Rachel Weisz, and David Harbour, who looks like a Captain Russia. I forgot his name, his character name, but that's basically what he is, the Captain America version for Russia, the Soviets.
Yeah.
So that would be cool to see her in that one, and cool to see him in that. I'm sorry, not her. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it. And Taskmaster looks like a great villain, like such a physical, like pain, like so, like a how do I explain this? Basically, like a phantom of Marvel. That it's gonna be crazy to see it.
Yeah, this should be pretty cool. Again, like you, I was like on the fence when it was initially announced, just because, again, like you said, it just seems like it was too little, too late. Like we already know, where the journey that this character goes on. So it's like, okay, why are we just touching on this now when the movie was way overdue? Like this should have been like, again, one of those Phase 2 movies, or yeah, Phase 2 movies that came out right after the Avengers movie, but they just never made it, and that's probably why. That's probably when that one guy was still in charge of the MCU movies. I forget his name, and probably for good reason. This is before Kevin Feige had really had full control. But yeah, after seeing trailers and stuff for the movie, I'm a little bit more excited for it now. So I'll definitely say that I'm still on the fence, but definitely leaning more towards excited for the movie, bodaciously excited.
You know what? You're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. That's totally fine. I know I was on the fence about Edgar Wright, and you're on the fence about Black Widow, so that's totally fair. We have our hesitations, and I agree with that. But
Yeah.
all right, man. Now with Black Widow that's coming out in May, let's keep moving down the year.
Yeah. What about let's see, Ryan Reynolds, Free Guy.
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
Yeah, me too. But it looks fun. Ryan Reynolds is always fun in the movies he's in, so I'm sure he'll be entertaining and the movie will be entertaining. But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those, like, it could be good, it could not be, but I'll watch it. Maybe.
It's definitely a maybe. Like I don't know. It looks funny, and I love Ryan Reynolds, but it's just I know it's supposed to be like a Disney movie, so it's I'll have to see what happens with it. It was cool though him seeing wearing Oakley's for the whole video game thing. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, of all the glasses, you choose those ones. Like, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm on the fence for a Free Guy.
Cool. What about Godzilla versus King Kong?
I'm bodaciously excited. Even though King of Monsters kind of sucked, I'm
Yeah.
really excited for this one just because they did a little snippet during Cinema Expo last month or November, and it's just old Kong just raging with Godzilla swimming at the camera, just about to chomp. I was like, oh dang, this is gonna be intense. Like just strictly on those two bits alone, I'm like, okay, I'm I'm a little excited seeing them finally go at it together after all these years. So yeah, that got me bodaciously excited for that one, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one too, just because, like you said, like I did enjoy the first Godzilla movie. King of Monsters was a big disappointment for me, but the creative team behind that one is not doing this movie, so that gives me a little bit more faith. And Kong was awesome too. So yeah, this movie looks like it'd probably be a pretty fun monster movie at the very least. Uh, probably at the worst, it'll probably be another King of Monsters where it looks nice and there are some cool action scenes, but overall, it's a little like whatever. So, it could be a lot of fun. I will say I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I hope it is another King of Monsters because King of Monsters did have some highlights in it, but it was just bogged down by a bad human story, like human plot, and the ending of the movie was a little just kind of out of nowhere. But but Godzilla versus Kong, I've been waiting for ever since Kong Skull Island. So yeah, I'm bodacious excited.
Dope. What about Spiral coming out on May 21st? The
I'm pretty
Saw
bodacious.
spinoff.
I'm pretty bodaciously excited for that one because Chris Rock and I forgot who else is in it, but basically it's more of from the books that made the movies Saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be more from the book than that, like what the movies were on. So, and again, Chris Rock seeing him in like a dramatic like role or like a gritty like horror movie role. I'm kind of curious. Like, is it going to be funny or is he actually going to be really dark? And he's actually proven to be a pretty good dramatic actor. Like in I Think I Love My Wife or Top Five, even though those are both like dark comedies, he was very dramatic. So I'm excited to see where it goes with Spiral. Like another, I hope it's a solid horror remake.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Like, I would say I'm on the fence for this one just because, I guess I need to see a little more from it. But the trailer was pretty interesting, and again, maybe I just got to get used to Chris Rock being in a more dramatic role, just because this looks like very different from everything he's done. Like you said, he's done more like some drama, but I would kind of classify them as like dramedy. He does have little like comedic moments. This one, he's like playing a cop, and it's like totally different at least from the what the trailer showed. But it was enough to make me be like, okay, this seems like it could be pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. What about have you heard of the movie In the Heights? I know a lot of people are excited for this movie in particular. Do you know much about In the Heights?
No, please fill me in on that one.
So it's the director from Crazy Rich Asians, and it's like an original musical written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, been like who's blown up recently for, Hamilton and doing music for Moana and stuff. And this is like his first like it's his first new project that he's worked on. So I know a lot of people that are fans of him from then, Hamilton and all the stuff he's done are pretty excited for this one. It's going to be a musical.
Okay. I'm not a huge musical fan, to be honest, so I'm gonna be on the fence about it. But Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's proven to be a very great like songwriter, actor, and especially because he was in his Dark Materials. So I like him. I like his character in that one so far. But yeah, just because it's a musical, I'm on the fence about it, in all honesty. So I'm
Yeah.
indifferent.
Hmm. Yeah, surprisingly, I'm a pretty big fan of musicals. Maybe it's because I always watched them with my mom when I was younger, so I have a little soft spot for them. But yeah, I would say I'm pretty excited for this movie just because Lin-Manuel, his music's pretty great. I thought the direction in Crazy Rich Asians was the strongest part of that movie, just because the script is pretty basic and the premise is basic, but just the flair that was given to that movie was really entertaining. And just the fact that, we're going to get a little bit more, Latino representation in movies, with it being about, the Latin community in New York and it being centered around that, it's something that, as a Latino, I'm very much looking forward to more representation in Hollywood. So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty excited for this one. It should be coming out on HBO Max also, I believe, simultaneously. It's one of those simultaneous releases that they're doing this year. So I'm all definitely going to pop that one on when it comes to HBO Max in June.
That is totally fair, especially because it is going to be available to streaming. So, anyways, let's keep going.
All right, let's keep going. Minions: The Rise of Gru. Are you excited for this movie at all?
Not really. I'm not gonna say F no, but I will say on the fence just because I didn't care for the first Minions one. That was a bit of a bummer, to be honest. But Despicable Me 1 through 3 were great.
I still have yet to see three. I do like the first two, but I did not enjoy Minions at all. So I don't know. Like maybe I'm just getting a little tired of the Illuminations, like their animation stuff. Just because I don't know, it's like whatever at this point. So for me, it's a hell to the no. But if other people are excited to watch the movie, and then that's okay. It's like it doesn't seem like that world of like the Minions and Gru and stuff just has any more left to tell. Just like there's nothing interesting or something that makes me want to go back to see it.
Totally fair. Yeah, I'm getting a little Illuminations animation's not it's not working with me for everything. Like we talked in our Christmas episode about the Grinch. I just thought, I'm kind of over it. It worked for Despicable Me and Minions, but for some of the other stuff, I'm like, it's getting a little to be overdone. Um, but yeah, I'm on the fence about it. If it's good, it's good. Maybe will I go rush to the theaters to watch it? Probably not.
No, I'm definitely not going to do that. Not me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Alrighty, what about Top Gun Maverick?
I'm a little excited for that one. I'm not on the fence. I will say I was gonna go see that just because the first one has been made fun of a lot over the years in pop
Uh-huh.
culture, especially. There's this one clip an old friend of mine showed me. It was where they talk about how Top Gun's the ultimate subversion for homosexuality. It's not wrong, but this one actually looks a little bit. I think the whole modern take on it, like a more up to date version of Top Gun, I think it looks really good, especially with like Miles Teller in it and a couple other like younger actors to take over. I'm hopeful for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an unabashed fan of the first Top Gun movie for
You could
all of
ride
its.
my tail anytime.
You could be my wingman. It looks like there's gonna be like another shirtless sports scene in this movie too. So, for fans of the first one, you'll definitely be there for this one. But man,
Oh
no,
God.
this movie from the trailer, it looks so cool. Like the director is Joseph Kosinski, and he's the one who directed Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and that one firefighter movie that came out a couple years ago that looked like it was pretty good. I never got around to seeing it just because it's just one of those movies that I just never got around to. But that one got pretty good reviews. But that man has got to be one of those directors that has a really cool visual eye. I'll put him like in the same category as Zack Snyder, where their movies just look really good. And just from the trailers of Top Gun Maverick, it looks like it's just more of the same of that. Just like IMAX cameras on those fighter jets. It's gonna look so awesome. Just like the scene of him taking off in the jet and stuff. It looks like it's shot really well. And that when Tom Cruise is like involved in a project, it's going to be really entertaining. So I'm super excited for this movie.
I'm excited. Tom Cruise is an action actor. He never ceases to amaze me. Even in a bad movie like Night and Day, he's still fun to watch. And
Hmm.
he does, like Keanu Reeves, he does a lot of his own stunts too, to the point where it's like, Tom, you need to relax. You're gonna kill yourself doing this. But
That's why he's a producer on the movies because no one will let him do it. So he has to be his own boss to be able to pull those things off.
but
Psycho.
I respect him for that. You're in it. He's in it to win it.
Yeah.
He plays for keeps. He plays for keeps.
Alrighty. What about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? That other, indie movie from that one, studio that Marvel, I don't know if you've heard of them. They've done a couple of things here and there.
You shut your trash mouth. I'm a little more on the fence for this one, just because I have no knowledge of Shang-Chi at
Same.
all. Like, I'm still excited for it because it's part of the MCU. They're even with some of their more unknown characters, like Guardians of the Galaxy was a personal favorite when it came out, before it came out, but it was a very unknown to most of the world at the time.
Yeah.
And this one sounds interesting. I'm just glad they're bringing back the Ten Rings, which was from the very first Marvel movie, Iron Man, where they were the terrorist organization that kidnapped Tony Stark. And in Iron Man 3 was revisited when um, Ben Kingsley's character was the Mandarin who led the Ten Rings. And even though he was a patsy in Iron Man 3, I hope they bring him back because the first trailer for Iron Man 3 got me really excited because it was so dark, and I was very bummed by that movie. I'm still like a hate love with Iron Man 3, but Ben
Uh-huh.
Kingsley's just his serious moments in that one, I think he would be a great villain, especially because they modeled him after the real Mandarin, who is a real terrorist in the MCU, especially with that. What was that? What were those little short films they called at the time? Those one shots?
Oh, one shots, yeah.
Yeah, there was that one shot where he's in prison with Sam Rockwell, like Ben Kingsley's
Yeah.
Patsy, and it turns out it's like he's not the Mandarin, or you're not the Mandarin. He is real, and he's here to come get you, just to basically, finish you off for making fun of him.
Hmm.
So I'm interested to see what will happen with that one, with that character in this one. But again, I'm on the fence just because I have no knowledge of this character. But I'm sure I'll get excited once I see a trailer for it.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I'm on the fence right now. Not because I'm not interested, but because just I haven't, like I said, I don't really know about this character much, and I'm pretty sure, maybe my excitement will be lifted by a trailer or something, just because the cast seems really good. Hopefully, what Marvel has been doing recently is doing, genre films within the framework of a superhero movie, and
Hmm.
hopefully this movie is like just a classic, maybe that Hong Kong type cinema movie. That's what I'm hoping, at least, that it looks like. Hopefully they really lean into that aspect of it, because that would be really cool to see. So on the fence there now, but definitely, probably be more excited for it as we get closer to release date.
And that one actually has ties to like Daredevil's Netflix with Madame Gao and Fin Fang Foom, which she was tied to, this giant dragon that's supposed to fight like Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. Like he comes from like the world of dragons that Madame Gao is from. So that's kind
Mhm.
of another cool thing that I really liked about it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. Well, what do you think about this? We're in the July, we're, wrapping up the July section of the movies. What do you say we cut it here after July, and we can do a part two for the second half of the year 2021? What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take an intermission, shall we? We're
Wait, hold on. I still got two more movies for July, and then we can cut it there.
never mind. Refrain from what I'm saying. Bernie, let's finish it off.
We've got two more. Turn that music off. I'm still talking.
I don't even remember doing that.
Okay, just to wrap up July, what about Space Jam 2?
Yeah, on the fence, just because it's no MJ and the Black Mamba, which I really wish, God rest him, he was gonna do it.
Oh
We're
yeah.
we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of his death, him and Gigi's death. That is
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy.
It's been a 2020 was a shit year, starting with
It
that.
really started off on a bad note. We should have known then. We were so blind.
Really were, but whatchamacallit. Yeah, I'm interested in it though. I'm on the fence, but also bodaciously excited just because I love the first Space Jam. I feel like if that wasn't part of your childhood, you did not have a great childhood,
Yeah.
or you were too into your sports to really appreciate that movie. Because that movie definitely is like a fun movie to like. If you play basketball, you gotta love Space Jam.
Exactly. I mean, again, just like if you love Looney Tunes, or if you love basketball, or if you love both of them, this was an awesome movie. Like, again, maybe it's like not a good movie, by like the technical terms of it, but man, it's just such a big part of my childhood. It's just one of those that I grew up on, and I just love it and endlessly.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I can't say enough of Space Jam, especially just Bugs and Mike MJ and then Lola Bunny and Daffy's idiotic antics in that one at points. It's just
Mhm.
and the Monstars are some of the coolest
The
villains.
monsters with the
Dude, they have a
one
whole rap
small
song from it.
step for moi.
One giant leap for Boron Mountain. Oh my gosh. So, you know what? Count me down as bodaciously excited. It is Space Jam. LeBron did just help lead the Lakers into another championship after all these years. So, you know what? Take back my on the fence. I'm bodaciously excited.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't win that championship for us, I would not kidding. I would not be excited.
I'm
I
not.
was a I was a LeBron James hater for the longest time, but now that he's on the Lakers, he's the best. I love him. And he's actually kind of a surprisingly good actor from his small role in Trainwreck. He was pretty hilarious in that one.
I did love him in Trainwreck. Hey, I have something to ask of you. Don't hurt him. Just deadpans look at
Yes,
Amy Schumer,
deadpan.
just like I'm serious. Don't hurt him. Like or I'll hurt you, kind of thing. It's like, oh man, that's LeBron James. Like, you think I'm gonna give Sunglass another $30 for these? Hell no. It's like it's $30 sunglasses. That's not actually not a bad deal from Sunglass Hut. Like, okay, whatever. But okay, I'm bodaciously excited, and I take it you are as well, Bird.
Yes, yes, I'm audaciously excited.
All right, let's
And
keep going.
just to wrap up the first half of the year, Jungle Cruise, the Disney movie with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Eh, on the fence, more leaning towards hell no.
Oh wow, really?
I love The Rock and I love Emily Blunt, but it just I don't know. It could like Doolittle. It could be another Doolittle in my opinion.
Oh, true. Oh man,
Like
did you actually
given
watch Dolittle? It was
no, I
bad.
didn't. But given that Doolittle's not based on a ride, but it's like Disney, you kind of messed up that live action interpretation of him. Even though he's always been live action, but they messed that one up. This one, I haven't seen it. There was only about one teaser, and I don't know. I'm on the fence about it.
Yeah, man, I was giving you crap there, but yeah, I'm on the fence about it too. It could be cool, could be whatever. We'll see about it. The trailer looked fun, I guess. But it's a movie based on the ride, so it could be as good as like the first Pirates of the Caribbean, or it could just be like, whatever. But we'll see. But I'm on the fence, but The Rock is fun to watch at the very least.
Yeah, like I said, again, they are enjoyable to see. Emily Blunt's another fantastic actress, and John Krasinski's wife, like we said in A Quiet Place, which was what a reason made it great. And honestly, I was thinking about it, she was great. I mean, she's great in almost everything she does, especially in Edge of Tomorrow. She was such a badass in that. But this one, I don't know. I don't know how it'll do. I mean, given maybe it'll be like Jumanji, which I did love with The Rock. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Jumanji was one that I was not looking forward to, and that was one of the
but
funnest times.
we laughed our asses off when
We
we first
laughed our
saw
asses
it.
off in that movie.
I
That movie was really enjoyable.
I realized the hype behind it and I caught on it quick. Oh man, so I'm on the fence about it, but I gotta see more for it, like what it's really about. So we'll
Yeah,
have to find out.
exactly. We'll see as we get a little closer to July. No, it's in July.
Is it time for intermission, good sir?
It is. We're gonna wrap up the first half of the year with that one.
Even though we're 7 months in, so we're past the 6 month mark. It doesn't matter. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's gonna take a brief intermission. So with the next episode, we're gonna finish off the rest of our movies of 2021. So if there's any of these movies you like from January to July, please leave in the comments what you liked, and we'll see you again on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one for the last half of 2021. We'll see how that goes.
Deuces.
All right, about see you on the next one. Deuces.
See you.